Have y'all ever seen this fan art right here? Like, I've always thought like this was like the stupidest piece of fan art that I've ever seen. Mainly because, you know, I see people on Twitter, they pretty much post this fan art, and they're like, yo, if Naruto would have probably went rogue and done his own thing, he'd have probably ended up with the Akatsuki. Do these people not know that the Akatsuki hunted tailed beast for a living? Why would he join a group that's trying to kill him?
Check my clock, I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
Chapter 31 of Boruto was definitely a doozy, man. Now, of course, the biggest part about this chapter that we did see is Delta. Delta finally fighting. This was actually the first person that we did see from the inner circle of the Kata organization do a little bit of battle. Now, I feel like the overall consensus about this arc is that a lot of people were kind of mad that Naruto didn't like one-shot this female. And honestly, if you guys thought that Naruto was gonna one-shot Delta, respectfully, you guys were like completely clueless in this whole situation. Now, for a couple of things, I do have to say Delta is not as strong as some of you guys think, mainly because Naruto was actually holding back for a majority of this fight. But I do have to say, Delta is god level. Delta would probably wash majority of the characters that were introduced in Naruto Shippuden. Yeah. I feel like she'd wash Madara. And of course, I'll go over some of the feats. I'm not going to necessarily go too in-depth like Seth the Programmer or like Swag Kage or something like that, but I will definitely give a couple of things to back up my opinions about the situation. But to get into the actual chapter and stop dilly-dallying around the bush, I will get into the actual stuff that I did find very appealing. Now, first things first, when they did actually clash, you guys should have already knew that Naruto was going to be suppressing himself, mainly because if he'd pretty much go all out, number one, he'd pretty much ruin the backyard. If Delta didn't kill him, Hinata would have came home and literally killed Naruto for ruining the backyard. So going all out and doing the Karma transformation, that was off of the books, but it started off with Naruto not even in chakra mode. And of course, at first, Naruto was pretty much trying to analyze exactly what Delta was. No one knows these characters. None of the Hidden Leaf villagers know of a Jigen, or know of a Delta, or know of a Kashin Koji. These characters or these shinobis are complete mysteries to the actual Hidden Leaf ninjas. So as of right now, Naruto is pretty much trying to gather as much intel on these characters as possible. So of course, at first, Naruto is pretty much analyzing exactly what Delta is about. Now in the midst of this, Naruto is not going to sit back and just take a bunch of kicks, mainly because he's looking. He actually did offensive work. Now Naruto pretty much slammed Delta into the ground and tried to rasengan her. Now at this point, we finally got to see what Delta's Eye Dojutsu is all about. I'm pretty sure you guys know Delta has this mysterious eye that a lot of people are asking questions about, mainly because we've never really seen him before. A lot of people were making a lot of theories about this, but we finally get to see one of the core abilities of her Eye Dojutsu. Now I shouldn't say core, mainly because this might even be like a side ability of her dojutsu, but it was disclosed that her eye is pretty much a scientific ninjutsu. Her eye is literally a scientific ninjutsu. Now what her eye did in this specific situation is that it absorbed the rasengan of Naruto, much like what we've seen before. Ao absorbed Boruto's rasengan. Now I ain't gonna lie, this seemed very, very dangerous, mainly because you're letting a rasengan go that close to your eyes. But Delta, she seemed unfazed. Like literally, as I said, Naruto slammed her into the ground. I'm not talking about no regular slam, I'm talking about a 7th Hokage slam. The whole ground shattered and Delta completely ate it. Like it didn't faze her at all. Like if you look at her face, it just looked completely stoked, like she wasn't impressed at all. Now that in itself is a feat. Of course, you could pretty much analyze how strong her defenses is if that right there didn't damage her at all. And obviously she's not impressed, she's not hurt, she's not tired. She looked at Naruto and said, "Smell like bitch in here. All y'all smell like bitch to me." And not only that, Naruto used the rasengan. I'm pretty sure you guys know whenever somebody first sees the rasengan, they always compliment the user like, "Yo, that's a rasengan. Like where did you learn that from?" Things like that. Or if people actually do know the origins of it, they'll be like, "Oh wow, Lord Fourth Jutsu," something like that. But Delta was just unimpressed. It's like she had no regard for the hierarchy of the Hidden Leaf Village or the 5 core shinobi nations. Now we'll definitely make a full video about that in the future, but it just seemed like Delta was unimpressed. Now going forward, Delta completely took over the situation. Delta pretty much watched Naruto from there on out. Now once Delta stood up, she used one of the things that we pretty much seen from Kawaki before in the past. Kawaki has this thing where his whole body is built out of scientific technology. And of course, same thing is going on with Delta. Now what Kawaki does is he has an extension off his arm that he basically uses as an attack or a defense mechanism. Delta has the same thing for her legs. Now with that, she actually pierced Naruto. Now, in my opinion, of course, we got to give Naruto the Best Actor of 2019 award. Yup, already in the first month of 2019, mainly because Naruto was completely acting at this point. Naruto pretty much wanted to make it seem like he was pretty much hurt, and he wanted to make Delta spill all the beans about what exactly is going on. And I feel like this right here got a lot of the core Naruto fans a little bit flustered, man, because here is Sage of Six Paths Naruto. Literally, he had the cloak on and everything, and it's like he got washed, damn near almost one-shotted by Delta, a character that we've never really seen before, and a character a lot of people pretty much thought was going to be a pushover, and Naruto's were going to probably one-shot. Now, as I said, Naruto at this point was acting, but I don't want you guys to understate the feats of what Delta actually did. Now, to pretty much explain it a little bit more, what Naruto thought was going to happen is that he was going to pretty much convince Delta that he was going to die eventually, and then Delta was going to pretty much do what a lot of stupid villains do, which is spill their plan to the person that's going to die, and that's not at all what she did. But it looks like Delta is not that stupid of a main character, and of course, after that, she figured out what Naruto was doing, and she figured out that Naruto was playing games. So she basically made Naruto get up and told Naruto, like, yo, I'm not stupid. Now, at this point, the writers of Boruto wanted to make it completely clear that Delta was pretty much bloodlusted at this point, mainly because Delta was a little bit mad at Naruto for thinking that Delta would fall for his stupid tricks, and she was pretty much a little bit annoyed with Naruto's tricks and stuff like that. So it was like Delta was bloodlusted at this point. And if you guys don't know what bloodlusted is, it's a pretty much popular term that a lot of power scalers use when they actually talk about characters that are actually trying to kill the other character. But in this situation right here, Naruto was not bloodlusted. Naruto wanted to actually capture Delta, interrogate her, and figure out exactly what she knows. And as I said before, this is one of the biggest reasons why I feel like some of you guys don't necessarily understand what Naruto has to do at this point. This is the only semblance of the Kata organization that's actually a part of the inner, and that's probably actually knows exactly what is really going on and what the actual intentions of the Kata organization is. Why would he just kill her out of nowhere? Like, it would actually make no sense. Now, at this point, Delta actually did show a couple more feats, basically back up my original opinion about how Delta is actually god level, and she'd probably watch characters like Madara. I'm not going to necessarily go to Kaguya yet, but her dexterity and speed was pretty much on display. There was one time where she actually dodged Kurama, and literally, a Sage of Six Paths Kurama, she dodged them, and it seemed like with ease. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys seeing this and you guys glossed over like, oh, she just dodged Naruto. No, this is adult Sage of Six Paths Naruto. Now later on, I'm gonna emphasize this again, an adult Naruto, Sage of Six Paths, stalemated with Delta in terms of strength. There's a part where they actually charged at each other, and they were pretty much at a strength stalemate. Now at this point, my jaw completely dropped, man, because I kind of underestimated Delta. I thought Delta was not going to be the big blood. I thought Jigen was probably going to be the only person in the inner organization of the Kata to actually rival Naruto. If you guys don't know who Jigen is, he's pretty much the consensus leader of the Kata organization that Kashi, Koji, and Delta are a part of. But now it's looking like Delta could probably rival Naruto. Now, of course, I do want to keep up this disclaimer that Naruto was not necessarily bloodlusted, and of course, Delta was pretty much bloodlusted because she was super mad at Naruto. In terms of this stage of Naruto, currently right now, Naruto's probably using, at minimum, I should say 90 to 95% of his actual strength. And for Delta to pretty much match that is amazing in itself. I mean, the only people that we could probably say that can actually do this to Naruto, like confirmably do this, is Momoshiki and Sasuke. That's it. That's pretty much a very short list of people we can actually say are able to do this. Now, of course, there's other little nuances in this chapter that I do want to talk about, but of course, I'll save a majority of the huge topics for later videos. But a couple of things. Boruto actually raved about this fight scene, and he pretty much looked amazed. And this says something, mainly because he's seen Naruto actually fight. He's seen Naruto and Sasuke actually fight Momoshiki Otsutsuki, an actual Otsutsuki member. So for Boruto to be starstruck at a fight like this, that pretty much tells you something. There's another thought by a lot of people, which is the fact that Delta probably has a chakra mode, and I'm gonna say I completely doubt that, and it's pretty much in large part because of this image right here, or because of this screenshot right here. I'm pretty sure you guys see it. It looks like an aura surrounding Delta, but it doesn't seem that Delta so is actually a shinobi, or she basically partakes by the shinobi way. I'm pretty sure you guys know Kawaki himself. He said he's not a shinobi. He doesn't deal with any chakra. And in my opinion, I feel like a character just like Delta, probably operate on the same level as Kawaki when we talk about fighting styles. I don't think that Delta is using any chakra. I don't think that Delta is actually a shinobi. So I feel like this is highly unlikely that it's probably going to be a chakra mode. Now what I do have to say is obviously it is a basically higher state of being than she was in previously, mainly because of course at this point, as I said, Delta was bloodlusted. Of course she felt mad, so I'm pretty sure the aura probably heightened her strength, her speed. Usually the regular stuff probably just like a chakra mode, but I do want to say this is not the conventional chakra mode that we're used to, and I just want you guys to brace yourself. But I do want to say it is possible the writers of Boruto could pretty much surprise us on stuff like this. But I do want to know what you guys think about this chapter in the comment section below, and let me know if I'm bugging. I think that Delta is definitely God mode at this point. There's pretty much a lot of irrefutable evidence that, hey, she is, and we should pretty much be worried about a lot of the other inner members of the COD organization, mainly because Delta is just one of them. But let me know what you guys think. It's been your boy Baara, and we out.
It's a knife.
Check my clock, I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop. No popcorn, I pop pistols. Reaming my body, clothing no issue. Bitch, you look sick, you need a tissue. You drop a body, I just might bless you. I'm metrosexual, no high cholesterol. Where's Jenny Craig? Bitch, just get sexual.